Okay, so today is going to be wash day. I can feel that my ends are getting a little dry and my hair is starting to feel like greasy. Um, so let's get ready. First, I'm going to make my cleanser and I'm going to use ambunu leaves and some hibiscus leaves. So I don't know how much. How much hair do you have? Do until your ancestors tell you to stop. The ambunu, I do know you don't need a lot because you can keep kind of squeezing it in the cheesecloth or whatever you use, and it will continue to like lather and lather up. So I have some boiling hot water here. I'm going to pour some in, and that will be for my cleanser. So I'm going to let this sit for quite some while. I don't know, 30 minutes, because it's hot and I want to be able to squeeze it. Yeah, I think that's enough. Then over here, I'm going to make my conditioner. I'm using neem. Neem is great for scalp health. So again, look, I am not here to teach you about each of these products. I need you to know that already, or you got to Google that. I work on intuition now. So I really honestly couldn't tell you all of the properties and all of the things of neem, but I know that my intuition told me to grab it for today. So that's what I'm grabbing for today. Amla, I love helping to bring my curls back. Amla is great for that. I like to use it after I do a henna treatment. A little aloe vera for some moisture and to help kind of the consistency. Make it a nice smooth paste. Guduchi stems. It's also kind of viscous like aloe vera juice, or like okra, kind of viscous like that. So I'll use a little bit of that. And I'm going to add some glycerin to my conditioner as well. How much? To my heart's content. Hot water. I like hot water because it helps make the paste smoother faster than cold water. So stir it up. You can kind of see how that's looking. I probably don't need any more water. I think that might be enough. I'm going to do one more splash. And then I have some black tea over here brewing, and I'm going to use that. I've noticed a little bit of hair shed. So after I do my cleanser and after I rinse out my conditioner, I will do a final rinse of my hair with the black tea, and it really, really does help with shedding. It like stops it instantly in its tracks. So you can see this. That looks good. Do I care about it being gritty? I don't. Some people will put this through a cheesecloth or pantyhose. I'm not worried about this. This will rinse out of my hair nicely, so it's not that big of a deal for me. The glycerin kind of helped get this texture and smoothness as well. And I think that'll be it for now. And so I like to put my shampoo on sopping wet hair. So I will fully rinse my hair. You can't, I don't know if you can really see, but it does have a little bit of a viscosity to it. How hot is that? Yeah, that's still really hot. So I'm gonna let it cool down some, and then I'll sieve and squish it so that you can see what that looks like. I will put a little rosemary essential oils in my conditioner, a little tea tree, and some lemongrass. How many drops? Yeah, not too many, not too few. Enough to make a difference, but not so much that it's overwhelming with the scent. All right. Alrighty. So, those are those mixtures. So, I have the leaves in this bag here and the petals. And so, I'm going to squeeze it and kind of zhuzh it around and squeeze. And you can start to see, I can still feel the hibiscus is stiff. So it can definitely sit in here for a little bit longer. But I wanted to start getting the ambunu going. I don't know if you can see that kind of how long the trail is on the liquid. It's really starting to get slimy. I like the slime. So I just really like to work it and squeeze and work and squeeze and work. I still have some leaves that are just kind of floating around in the liquid. So I definitely, I will fully sieve before putting on my hair, because these leaves will not wash out of my hair easily. They will just be stuck. I don't want no parts of that. So I think I'm actually gonna add another, do you see that? Kind of trails. I think I'm gonna add a little bit more ambunu to this just to get it a little more viscous. I know I'm like half speaking. I'm sorry. All right, so we'll let this sit some more, and I'll show you what it looks like before I go ahead and wash my hair. But the hibiscus is very hydrating for the hair. Yeah, you can see it already. You can see that already. And you should feel it. It feels very slippery. All right, so we'll let that sit some more and continue to hydrate and let the saponins come out. Is that what they're called? Maybe. Pour a little more water. All right. All right, let's see what it looks like. Now you can really see. It's nice and goopy. So I'm just going to continue to do this and then get ready. You see that? To wash my hair. Now, this gets a little thick from sitting. I'll just add a little water to thin it out. Not too thin though. Oh yeah, that looks good. You see that? All right, and I'm going to put the essential oils in this as well. I probably am going to add oregano to this too. So So this is how I'm looking. So like I said, I oiled my head, my scalp. So that's why it's oily. So halfway through, I gave myself an oil massage. But I can feel it's feeling dry. So it's too hot to be flat iron. I'm gonna do a roller set. Like it's not too hot to be putting all them rollers in my dang head, but that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so my hair is wet. And here is the hibiscus and ambunu. You see how it's So I'm gonna take off my glasses. I can't see. And I'm just gonna put it in my scalp. Did I put my essential oils in here? I did not. I don't smell them. Hold on. So I said I was gonna do rosemary, tea tree again, lemongrass, and I said oregano, didn't I? Hold on. Oregano is very strong and powerful. I've been growing a lot of it, as some of you know. So not a lot, just a few drops. I put 3 drops of oregano in this. Okay, now let's get this in the hair. So there's a lot here. I might freeze it. I could have measured it out and put a preservative in it before I started using it, and so then I could just keep it, like put it in a squeeze bottle and keep it. But I switch up so often that, you know, next week I might not want to use this. So I'm not really concerned about it. I think I might freeze it and use it in sometime in the future. Maybe. I also might not. All right, so putting it in, you can kind of hear, you can see, and I'm just gonna really get in to all my scalp. You know, get those heat protectors that I put on my hair off. Right? And y'all see my curls, right? You see my curls? You saw how straight my hair was. You see my curls? Curls ain't going nowhere. So, and then after I really rub it in, I'm going to put a shower cap on and let it sit in my hair for like 10, 15 minutes. And then I will rinse it out and come back and put the conditioner in. So, I'll see you guys then. So I decided to wash it twice. It just wasn't enough to be saving and doing all that. So I rinsed it out and then put some more back in, and now I'm sitting here dripping. So I don't know what I say, 10 15 minutes, 5 10 15 minutes, whatever. Sit as long as you want. You know what I mean? Like some days I might be doing some other things so it stays in longer, and then other days I'm like, whatever, I'm not in the mood to have it sit for a long time. Like all this dripping, I'm not here for it. So I'm about to rinse this out and put the conditioner in. All right, so hair, scalp, very clean. Yeah, curls intact. So do what you need to do for your hair. If I were to try to section my hair right now and any attempt of a detangle before putting this in, I will have a mess of hair in my hands. And then when I rinse it out, I will also have a mess of hair in my hands. So I detangle my hair once and only once after I rinse conditioner out, or if I have conditioner in, like. But trying to like pre-detangling it, I just found that it ends up taking more hair out of my head than when I do it just one time. So anyways, now we've got sopping hair, and because this is not a commercial conditioner with emollients and emulsifiers, I can put it on my scalp, right? You don't put commercial conditioners on your scalp because it'll cause buildup. But this is just plants. Just plants. So we'll get in here. Make sure I get all in the nooks and crannies. And this is why I don't bother trying to detangle. Like, for me, it just doesn't make any sense. All right, so this section is good. And I like to start my first section light, because I don't know how much I have. And then if I have more, I can come back to it. But I want to make sure I have enough for my whole head. So now I do mine in my hair in 3 sections, 2 in the front and 1 in the back, because of the thinness of my strands. They don't take up a lot of space, so I don't need to have all sorts of sections. It just is extra work that is unnecessary. And while I love doing my hair and I love this whole process, I also like working smart and don't want to have extra work if I don't need extra work. I don't mind doing extra work if it's necessary, right? But if it's not necessary, I'm not trying to do that. That's how I got through college. Is it necessary that I do all this extra work, or no? No? Okay. All right, so that's section 2. I'm looking at how much I have. I think I'll be able to go back and add a little more to the other sections. Maybe. And if not, they're fully saturated, so it's not like I've skimped. I just didn't put a heavy amount. Right, so in the back, separating, putting it in between like I'm laying down a perm, putting in some color. I've seen some people use one of those paintbrushes, hair paintbrushes, to put conditioner and henna on. It might be something to it. So I have sensory things that go on. And so some textures I don't like to touch. In general, I don't like my hands to be dirty, but I enjoy doing things with my hands that usually causes them to be dirty, right? Like, so I'm a baker. So I love playing in flour, but I absolutely hate having flour on my hands. This is one of these same kind of things. I like touching it myself so I can really feel that every strand is coated and saturated, versus using a tool. But if that works, for some people that might be a better option. All right, so I'm just twisting up this back one, and I now will sit with a shower cap on for at least 30 minutes. I'm about to cook dinner though, so it probably be on for a little bit a little bit longer than that, truthfully. And then we'll get ready for the roller set. After this, I will rinse this out, and then I will rinse it out with the black tea. I won't show you me rinsing out with black tea. I literally will pour black tea over my hair and rinse it out. And then I won't rinse that out. I'll just leave it and call it a day. And then I think because I'm only doing a roller set, some people use setting foam. I don't like the crunchy feel the next day. Like when it dries, I don't like it. So, I made some leave-in a few weeks ago. So I'll be using my homemade leave-in on my hair after, with my roller set. That's what I'm going to be using. Since I'm not going to be straightening it afterwards, I'm not worried about like the blow dryer having extra product and it weighing my hair down. I just want nice, bouncy, succulent curls. And I am using my largest rollers. They're 3.5 inches. They're ginormous. Just to make my curls as big as possible so I can reduce how many single strand knots I get. All right, that's that. I'll see you later. All right, we are rinsed. I did the tea. I did rinse after the tea. I do rinse after the tea. I rinsed with cool water, and I always rinse with cool water to seal, close my cuticles and seal in my moisture. This is the shed hair. Not bad at all. So now I have in here just water and a little bit of glycerin. And then this is my leave-in that I make for me. And I make my own leave-in because the leave-ins that I find in the stores all have like butters in them or heavier oils, and my hair is so fine. It really, really needs light oils. Like it cannot handle a heavy oil. So I make it myself so that I can control what goes inside of it. So now what I'm doing is sectioning my hair into 3 sections. This middle section is going to be as wide as my rollers, and I'll show you what those look like. Big guys. So we'll go there, and then we'll just part straight down on this side. I did not get roller sets as a kid. This was not something I grew up with. I actually just recently discovered them. Like, I knew about them, but I never had it done on my hair, right? So just recently this year was my first time ever doing it on my hair, and I love it. Oh, I didn't bring a detangling brush. Hold on. Okay, so now that I have my hair sectioned, I still haven't detangled anything, right? Because like I said, but do what's necessary for your hair. If you need to detangle first, please detangle first. Please detangle first. That's just the extra step for me, and I don't feel like having extra steps. So I'm going to spray my hair liberally with this water and glycerin. I really like my hair to be quite saturated when I do a roller set. I am going to put a little bit of leave-in in the hair. Focus on my ends. That's gonna help also my detangling. See, so as I'm smoothing it through, I'm literally, I didn't even need the brush, detangling my hair. Hold on, that's my husband. Okay, glasses are coming off. So now we're super wet. I don't do, like, some people I see, they do really quite large sections. I don't. I don't. So let's get this a little bit straighter. This is weird parting. Okay, so now I'm going to take a fine tooth comb, and I really want to comb out everything. I want it to be straight when I pull it taut. You want that sucker, and you see how much water is here? I want that sucker straight. And then I'm gonna take my big old roller and really smooth those ends on there and hold it taut. Hold it taut. Sometimes I see roller sets and the hair is just waved up. And I mean, it may be a textural thing. It could be a textural thing, but I think oftentimes it's just not holding it taut enough. And so you see I'm kind of holding the sides in so it doesn't come off over the side, right? Because that will make little curls and it won't be straight there. So you see how taut it is? I'm going to take one of my duck clips. And when I first started, I was putting them back here. They really ought to be right at the base. So right there. And there's this little nook. You see that little nook? Let that get right in there. So one on that side. Same thing over here. At the base and that little nook, I want it to go all the way in. And now that's nice and tight. So I am going to do one more to show you, and then I'm going to speed it up because you guys don't need to watch me slowly do this. So here's a nice little section. Combing it out, really getting it fully taut and straight. Comb it from the front, comb it from the back. Make sure there's enough water. Keep that spray bottle nearby. Taking the roller, smoothing those ends on there, smoothing them, holding it nice and taut as I roll and roll and roll. So I get all the way down to the base. Now I'm at the base. Take one of my clips down by the scalp, making sure that little notch goes all the way in. Boom, boom. All right. So, I don't know if you saw how this one kind of fell back. It fell down. I needed to reposition the clip. It wasn't fully flat on the bottom, and that's when it falls down. All right, so, and I changed sizes when the hair is shorter. So like in the very back, I have one of these smaller gray rollers. And right here I'll do one of these smaller gray rollers. And you see, it doesn't really take a whole lot of time. I mean, I will say, the first time I did it, it took a long time. Because I wasn't sure how to get these pins down. I was struggling. And no one showed me. The people weren't saying. They weren't being very specific. So, I hope that my specificity is helpful. All right. Back to hyper. All right, done. Now, I need to dry. These triangle nets are like clutch because this, while it's stable, right, it's still a little wobbly. So this will give you that old-fashioned look, but it also keeps everything in place. So I like to do two, one from underneath and one up top. So now I've got to go finish cooking. So I will get ready for the dryer after that, and I'll show you. Let me tie this up. Get this out my face. Et voila. Roller set done. All right, so I'm done cooking and I'm about to get under this dryer. I have a hooded dryer, a standing one. So, you know, follow the manufacturer's directions or whatever. I usually sit for an hour. My hair doesn't take that long to dry, but I sit under the hour anyways, because I don't want no wet roller sets. That's what we don't want. So I'm gonna sit under the dryer, and when I see you next, I'll be taking them down. So now I will say I struggle getting inside of here with these big rollers because they're so big. Now I gotta roll this thing closer to me. There we are. All right, so I'll see y'all later. All right, I am dry. I spent the last 10 minutes on cool. I started off on high for like 15, and then I went to like medium high for 40, 50, 30, something like that. And then the last of it I did on cool. We are not dry. We are not dry. So I will not do that again. I usually do it all on high, but it's too hot. It's too hot. All right, I'm going back under. I am going back under. And that is why you go slowly and you're not all willy-nilly. But you saw how straight it was. All right, I'll be back. All right, we hope it's dry this time. I sat under high for another, 20 minutes. Let's see. Ooh, I know the clip is hot. Ooh. Yeah, it's dry. So I'm going to continue to take these out, and then I'll see you. All right, so they're all out. I see that this one here, I did not comb well. Do you see this? You see that part right there? It's wavy. I didn't get this middle one too good. But that's gonna be just fine. So as you can see, these are, I did the big ones because I had those baby curls before, and while they were beautiful, I had so many single strand knots, it was ridiculous. So let's see. Where's my comb? Dun, dun, dun. The leave-in was nice. So I'm gonna wrap it. I could go through with the blow dryer and get these roots. I'm not, because I'm gonna end up wearing this hair like in a ponytail. But I'm gonna wrap it and sit back under the dryer for a hot second just to get it set. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right. I don't know about you. This works as straight for me. Yep, I don't have to worry about the heat and trying to get it straighter and then, sweating it out at the roots. The roots are all ready. So see, if I wanted it fully straight, I wouldn't need to use a flat iron. I could just take the blow dryer and blow dry these roots. And I think I could get the roots fully straight. But you see? So I will say this. The leave-in, do you see how it's stiff? It's stiff. That's the leave-in. But because I wasn't caring about that and I just wanted moisture in my hair, but I needed it to be straight so I didn't get single strand knots, this is fine. I'm okay with that. I don't need it. It's bouncing enough. Let's step back. Let me put my glasses on so I can see myself. It's bouncing enough. What does it look like in the back? So that was my start to finish roller set. So I will wrap it for the evening. I don't know. Do you know wrapping? I mean, I'm sure you know wrapping, but look, I had to watch the girlies. I had to watch the girlies. And sometimes I still have to go back and watch the girlies. So even though sometimes I do this side part, I like to have my hair parted in the middle, in the front, and I switch sides from one night to the next night. So tonight, right now, I just did it this way, so I'm going to continue that way. I will part it in the back as well. So I don't really care about parting it all the way through. That's not that important. And I take the comb and I have my hand flat. This is the part. It's having the hand flat on the head so that so that the wrap stays flat all the way around and you don't get a little dome in the center. So I take from the back and start combing up with my hand flat on top of the head. So that way those hairs don't move. They stay in place. And I'm combing. Now you can put clips in to help it sit and then take them out. That's doing too much. You know, I'm not trying to do extra steps. So that's flat up there, and now I'm carefully, right? I'm not combing up here. I'm just combing down at the bottom, wrapping that around. And then I take a boar bristle brush, and that's, you see how like that just makes it ooh so smooth and shiny. All right. Now, when I get in trouble is when I try to keep going and smoothing it around too much, and then I get a bunch up and I gotta start over. So I'm gonna stop and take my doobie and stick it on, and then I'm just gonna boom, and I'm set. So hope this is fun. I'm tired. Peace.